Well, now we're in a very special part of Alex's shop, which houses some of the more unique items of motorsport memorabilia. Alex, tell me about these suits on the floor here. Now this one looks like it's owned by one Jackie Stewart.
Correct. Used by Jackie Stewart in the 70s when he was racing for the Tyrrell team. It's totally different from our suits that are made these days. And will set you back measly £5,000.
How did you come by this piece?
This particular suit is owned by a customer and we're selling it on his behalf. So they do come from different sources. You can pick them up at auctions. We can buy them from race teams. Come from all over the place really.
Tell me about this one. This looks like it's a Jordan. And who was the owner of this one?
This one is 1997 race suit, raced for the Jordan team, used by Giancarlo Fisichella, which is also signed, if you have a look, on the front of the suit.
Oh wow.
Just underneath the pocket by Fisichella. It's slightly cheaper, or it's a lot cheaper than the Jackie Stewart team, but then he hasn't been world champion 3 times yet.
So presumably if you're world champion, the suit's going to go for a lot more money?
It doesn't always work that way. It can be dependent on the driver. The more collectible the driver, the more pricey the suit will cost you. Someone like Michael Schumacher, Ferrari, is going to be very expensive.
How about Senna?
Ayrton, again, really collectible. If you're lucky, you could pick a suit up at auction for maybe £15,000, but the price does tend to fluctuate.
Wow, very interesting. Tell me about this piece of car, this front of what looks like a Mazda.
This was the front end of a 787B. It's used 1990 car with the doors, the rear engine car, and it all comes complete. Unfortunately, it's not the 1991 car because that was the year that they actually won. But it's quite a big piece.
How much would it set me back?
The whole thing with doors, rear engine cover is about £2,000.
£2,000. Right, okay, well look, up here I've noticed that there's a visor which I was quite interested in. Now that looks like it's signed by Mark Blundell.
That's correct, yeah. Mark, when he left F1, went over to IndyCar. Race visor signed in 1996 by Mark Blundell.
How much would that set me back?
About £200 for that one.
Gee. And this cap is also quite interesting. It looks like it's signed by what I would think would be David Coulthard, yeah?
That's correct, yeah. Not easily distinguishable by his signature, but yeah, Mercedes-Benz cap signed by David Coulthard just before they went to West Colours. That's about 1996. So that would cost about £100.
Well, they're really interesting items. Just another piece of car, really. It's a carbon fibre piece, presumably from a race car. Yeah,
that's a front wing flat from a Jordan, used by Rubens, and it says, "To David, best wishes, Rubens Barrichello." A piece like that, again, is going to be about £400.
Now, how do you come by bits of car? I mean, where do you get those from?
Well, every year they change the cars. There's always different bits and pieces. Sometimes we're lucky enough to buy the bits direct from the race team. Otherwise, you can sometimes pick them up from auctions.
Right, I'll keep my eyes peeled. And this letter is quite interesting as well. Now that looks to me like it's been signed by one Enzo Ferrari.
Correct. Enzo historically always signed his signature in purple. We do have people to authenticate that sort of thing because you've got to be on the ball to make sure it's 100%. But there's not a lot of things signed by Enzo except for letters, so again, another prize piece.
How much would this cost me?
We sell that about £500.
Wow. And how did you get this?
Again, another private collector, just deals in signatures, and we to and fro different pieces between us.
Well, I've got to say, this is an absolute treasure trove of a place, and just give me 5 minutes on my own to rummage around, if you know what I mean.